This program is brought to you in part by SalCal Real Estate Connections.
And yes, it's fair time, Gary Schmidt. Tell me about it. President of the fair this year.
You should see the crowd in front of us over here at the pavilion. This place is packed already at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Absolutely amazing.
So that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good sign. People are coming in on buses. Parking lots are in good shape. A lot of stuff going on. Everybody's enjoying themselves so far.
Now, this is a kids' day, right? All the kids from Berlin come here. They get off from school.
Yeah, the kids from Berlin and the kids from other towns are playing hooky coming here, too, because they know it's free.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good thing. You know, anytime you could do something for the kids, it's a good thing, right?
Yeah, you know, it's been a tradition here for decades that we've had, you know, Children's Day has been free for, for 50, 60 years now.
Yeah. I could remember, let me tell you, I could remember the guy going up in a balloon and parachuting out.
Yeah, we're having tethered hot air balloon rides here today, tomorrow and Sunday, and we're having a hot air balloon night glow Saturday night with 3 hot air balloons.
Boy, we're going to have to see that. Yeah. And so everything so far going good?
Everything's great. You know, get your tickets online before you come here to beat the line, ctberlinfair.com.
So there's, what do you call that thing? You got to, what do you have to put your iPhone on it or something?
Oh, you just go on our website and buy your tickets, and it gives you a QR code, and you present it, and they scan you right in the door. You don't even have to wait in line.
All right. One thing I want to know, how's the beer today?
The beer's cold.
Yep.
And there's a lot of it.
And it's good.
It's good. Beer's always tastes better here.
Well, Gary, I want to thank you for having a word with us. I know you're a busy guy, and I can't wait to see some of these attractions. And so far, so good, right, buddy?
Yeah, we got the Mummers Band playing tomorrow twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Philadelphia.
What time is that?
1 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
So it should be an amazing show. They got 40 musicians coming.
Oh, my dear.
Yeah, it's going to be a spectacle.
Yeah, bring my dancing shoes.
2 left feet.
Yeah, 2 left feet. Well, Gary, I know you're busy. I don't want to tie you
Sorry
up.
about the phone ringing in the middle of the interview here.
Hey,
that people
you
want
know
me.
what? We're used to that. That's not a big deal.
Love you guys.
I love you too. And good luck. I know you're going to be a great fair president.
It'll be over in 2 days.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. And yes, Dave Mangone, we're at this beautiful exhibit on the Oki family, and I got a feeling you know a little bit about this.
Yes, I do. When I was about 11, 12 years old, my mom and dad dropped me off down at Teddy and Eddie Oki's shop down on Farmington Avenue, and I would buy a lawnmower for $5 or $10, and I would go ahead in the back and I would be working on it, and I'd be buying the parts from Mrs. Oki, and I'd go ahead and I'd put the lawnmower together, a tractor, what have you, and they would actually put it out front and try to sell it for me after, and they would actually sell everything. And as time went on, my collection grew to where I have 60 garden tractors. I have some stuff in the museum. 60 garden tractors, all nut and bolt restoration done. I have a bunch of antique cars too as well. And I have some antique tractors here in the museum as well. But this display that we did this year is in memory of Edison Oki. And I had a lot of help from the Carroll family as well as the Oki family to put this together. And matter of fact, Teddy Oki, who lives up in New Hampshire, is coming down tomorrow to actually see the display. And I'll tell you, it means a lot.
It was a tragic event.
Yes, it was. With Teddy coming down, there's a lot of childhood memories for me behind me here. As I said, going down there and working on a Thursday night from 5:30 until 8 o'clock. And part of my little job description was I would have to bring in all the new equipment that was there at Oki Power Equipment. And I'll never forget the day when I first uncrated a GT20, Aaron's GT20 garden tractor at the age of 12. I said, boy, I'd like to have one of those. Well, in my stable at home, I actually have 2 of them. So I'm pretty fortunate to have, an understanding wife that allows me to have all the machines that I have, and you know.
Well, it's the Oakley family. It was like a family tradition. Everybody knew who they were. When you had a lawnmower problem, you went there. They were great people.
It's a true mom and pop's operation.
Yep. And tell me, how's the fair been so far today?
It has been very well. I mean, it almost seems like we never even missed a beat from last year. I mean, you look at the museum, you look at the crowds. The Lions Club has really, really have stepped it up with the COVID and everything else that we've been going through. It's nice to see everybody again.
Yep. And I'll tell you, it's a breath of fresh air, I like to say. I mean, we did nothing last year. Matter of fact, I was complaining to my wife. I said, I must have gained so much weight, I can't even fit in my pants.
This is true. But it is very nice to see a lot of old friends, family. It's like a high school reunion every year when you come down here.
Absolutely. I look forward to it every year. And I want to thank you for all you do, and say hello to Debbie for me, and hug her for me.
Well, thank you, Larry. Thank you guys for everything you guys do.
Thank you,
All right,
buddy.
thank you.
Yes, sir. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
And yes, we got Gail and Randell. Did I pronounce that right?
Rindell.
Rindell, excuse me. I'm not good at last names. And Gail, you've been doing a great job at the Kaminsky building, which actually, I want you to explain what that does.
The Kaminsky building has all the adult exhibits. I'm superintendent of the adult arts and crafts. Any artwork or handcrafted items that people have made, 18 and older, come in and they get judged Friday mornings. There's also in the building fruits and vegetables, bakery, photography, needlework.
So you got your hands full.
Well, I just do one department. There's superintendents for each department in the building.
We lost our leader.
Yes, we did. Carmen Gazzardi was the superintendent of adult arts and crafts for many years before we took it over for him. And unfortunately, a month ago, Carmen passed.
He was a great guy.
He was, yeah. He was a good role model for us.
Now tell me, this week, getting ready for the fair, was there a lot of entries?
No, unfortunately, this year we were down. We weren't sure what to expect with COVID, but overall entries were down.
I'll tell you though, it feels so good to even be here.
Exactly. It's nice to have a fair in 2021.
Well, I know you're busy. I don't want to tie you up too much, and we're going to have to stop by the adult building and see everything in there.
Everything's on display for the public, so stop in.
So you heard it here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot. You are great. I love you. Okay. That girl. And yes, Dave Elkus, Berlin Fair number 73. How's it feel?
Oh yeah, it's good to be back in the saddle again. We've been a little with the virus going on last year. We didn't have a show that we usually put on, and we're hoping to make up for it this year.
Yes, it feels good. It's like a brush of fresh air.
Yeah, you're right, Larry. We've got a lot of smaller entertainment and a lot of entertainment, which is smaller menus, which a lot of the local people like to hear them. They actually come here to some of the bootlegger band and all that. Some of the newer stuff there. We have that in the tram that we put out there so the kids can ride around with. And next week we're going to have our Plainville Stadium reunion.
Oh yeah, can't miss that.
Can't miss that. We got the show over here with all replica cars from Plainville Stadium in there. In fact, one of my old cars that we rode, the old 54.
Hey, 5-time champ, buddy.
Yeah, it's a long time ago though. But I like watching the little go-kart guys out here, and we try to bring up some of the new, some of the fellas that have moved up from the go-karts up to modifieds at Stafford. Steve Kopchak there right now, as I speak, is running for the championship right now. He's won 5 features up there. He's one of the top shoes up there. and he came right out of here.
Oh, listen, Dana and Corey Di Matteo.
Yes, we don't forget that.
Let me tell you, two hot shoes.
Yep, they're representing Manafort brothers over there. John Manafort and all. They've kept up on them and sponsoring them and all, and they've really done a good job, and they've stepped up and proven they're worthy of the Manafort name.
Absolutely. You know, Dave, standing next to this Model A just reminds me of the old days when you were pulling doodle bugs.
Oh yeah, Larry, I remember one time you were over the old house over there, and we had a Model A cut down just exactly like this one. And these have mechanical brakes. I had a pipe sticking on the back extension for the brake, so it only had a one-wheel brake. You went to get on it, and it was muddy that day, and the pipe came off, and you fell in the mud. I never laughed so hard in my life.
Yeah, sure, on me, right?
Yeah, right. And these here old workhorses were the original tractors that they had around town.
Yeah.
They took a Model A, a cut down, because
Sure, a lot of people don't realize when you didn't have no money, they were your tractor.
that's it. They turned around and they took an older one. You could buy these for 15 or 20 bucks back then, which was a lot of money. And they take the fenders off of them. They were gravity feed gas tanks, so you didn't have a fuel pump or nothing like that. The mechanical brakes, so you didn't worry about hydraulic fluid in them or nothing. And they put a second transmission in them to gear them down. And they used to love Model T worm drive rear ends because they were almost like a positive traction rear.
I'm going to tell you, those old Model Ts, Donnie Carlson told me, he said the frames was made out of palladium. He said you couldn't kill them. You couldn't kill them.
You're right, Larry. We had a couple of the frames up there at the farm over there, and it was the same thing. Actually, we boxed them in, and once you boxed them in, you could go ahead and put V8 engines in them and all that stuff. They worked out real good. Horsepower-wise, they weren't there, and transmission-wise, the Model A's were all over them. But the T's there, they were 3 pedals forward and back, and the bands used to wear out on them mostly.
You know, Dave, the other thing, I had no idea that Ford paid such a big part of tractors in the early days. They built tractors when they didn't have them.
You're right, Larry. Actually, I was just telling a fellow here that was watching the exhibits down there with a Ford 8N, the 2Ns and the 9Ns were the early ones. And they were the first ones with 3-point hitch.
That's right.
And then they had a patent on it. And they would not release that patent until the 40s, 46 or 48. And then John Deere and International paid a ransom to get to use the 3-point hitch, which is that's what they use now, a Category 1 and a Category 2 hitches.
I was very surprised to see the role they played with tractors because it was huge.
Oh, yes, yeah. Well, Henry Ford turned around and he fell in love with them, and I watched the films over there with the Model T, and he loved them Model Ts, and it was hard to pry him out of the seat of a Model T.
He did not want to let them go.
I believe one of his sons there, Etzel or so, turned around and told him he almost quit working for him. He said, "Pop, we got to move up and get modern," and that's when a lot of Chryslers and some of your other cars were coming up, and they were actually being more modernized, with hydraulic brakes and everything. He said, "We got to get on the bandwagon, or we're going to lose out."
You know, Dave, the older I get, I'm starting to learn a few things. I was shocked to find out that John Deere originally was not a tractor guy.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. Yeah, they had a lot of implements, though. Yes. They built a lot of implements. They had plows out of Syracuse, New York, and I found out that the different areas you couldn't buy parts for them only in that area.
Yeah.
I had a double bottom plow, Model 44, and I was looking for the shears to go on the bottom of the mow boards. And one of my friends went out to Ohio, and he said he was a regular plow shear a collector and sells anything. He says, if you can't find it here, you can't find it. So he turned around and he looked through his, and he said he had the part number that was still on it, like a 4F1003, and he said, I never heard of that. And then he said he called a friend of his, and he said, where's this fella from? And he says, he's over in Connecticut. He says he's right in the New York line. He says all those plows with them numbers and all were made in Syracuse, New York.
Wow.
And he said, they never, very seldom a plow ever got out that far. That's why we don't have them.
Oh my
I
dear.
learned a little. I said, I couldn't believe it.
The internet today is just phenomenal. I know you could find out everything you want to know.
Yeah, that's right. And if you don't know how to do something, you can always look it up. And if you got a serial number, you can go down and flash it and get the serial number off, and they'll tell you what year it is and everything else. Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, Dave, I don't want to tie you up. I know you're a busy guy, but I want to thank you for having a word with us, and thank God we're here.
Yes, I agree with you. And I also like to thank you fellows again for stepping up and doing a show with us. You always do one heck of a job.
Well, we're very lucky we got Bill Majak.
Yeah.
You know, on the camera, there's nobody better.
Yeah, Bill does a phenomenal job. He's a nice guy, and you are too, Larry. Even though you're getting up, you're not as old as I am, but you're
I know.
getting there.
My wife today was moaning I couldn't fit in my pants.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been lucky. I've been losing a little weight.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
you.
Take care. We'll catch you down the road.
Thank you.
And yes, we're at the Berlin Fair with Ted Oakey. Tell me, it's been a while since you've seen this, huh?
Yes, about 26 years.
And we got a beautiful demonstration here of what went on when you guys ran that lawnmower service.
Yeah, okay equipment. Yeah, it's about 42 years we ran it, and it was a success, and it was a good time at that time of the world, or whatever you want to call it.
You know, I'll tell you a funny story. I was building a little race car when I was young, and with a McCullough motor, and I got the motor from you guys, from a snowmobile or something.
Probably, most likely. Yeah, because we carried snowmobiles and lawnmowers and the garden tractors and just about everything. And it was a good little business we had, and we had a good time doing it and try to take care of the people. And I've had them come from all over the state. I mean, that came and visit us, and we'd give them a lot of advice. We didn't charge them for the advice. We give them good advice, and they liked it. It was like a family situation. You know, it was real nice.
I remember like it was yesterday. It was like a permanent fixture in town.
Yeah.
You had a lawnmower, you needed something done, you went over there.
Yeah, and we tried to help the people. You know, try to keep the costs down, which in them days was not like today.
No, today's, wow.
Today, in them days, you had to work for your money. Today, you get it free. Anyway, we won't get into that.
Now, of course, this tragic thing with Ed, you know, was tough.
Yeah.
And did you talk to him before that happened?
Yes, me and him, we used to do a lot of musket shooting. We shot for the North-South Skirmish Association, and he'd always come with me because I had my trailer, and I was always take him, and we'd eat, and we'd shoot, and we'd have a ball, and we've been doing it. We did it for 57 years, up and down of New England and down to
black
Virginia.
powder, like black powder?
Yeah, it's of the Civil War, periods of the Civil War muskets. There, it's a competition shooting, and we go to Winchester, Virginia, was our national headquarters. But we'd be in Saratoga, New York, or we'd go to Chaplin, Connecticut. We've been all over the place. So we're it was great.
You had fun.
Oh yeah, we had a good time. Plus we used to go hunting a lot too together.
I can imagine.
Yeah, me and him. Yeah.
Now I want to ask you one thing while we're on the camera. You want to say hello to Amelia?
Hello, Amelia.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. She's a good kid, and
Yeah. I talk to her all the time. We talk all the time.
so
Yeah.
you're living up in New Hampshire?
Oh yeah, I've been up there now permanently for about 26 years, permanently, and we have a good. I like it up there. Very friendly people, very busy, all kinds of stuff we do. So
Very nice.
yeah, it is.
It reminds me of what Berlin used to be.
Exactly.
When I first moved to Berlin, I was 10 years old. There was more cows than people.
Exactly. You're right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. How true that is. Because I know we had cows, we had pigs, we had chickens. When my grandfather had grapevines, we had everything. And at the end of the season, we'd all get together, and over my uncles, we'd make our sausage and our salami and bacon, whatever it is. I mean, it was like a family affair.
A different deal.
A different time of life is true. And then on Saturday nights, they would get together because that whole street on Farmington Avenue from Lower Lane all the way to the Sabette River was a whole family.
Oh, yeah.
And at night, on a Saturday night, we'd all go over somebody's house and they would play cards and we'd have a good time.
That's what it's all about.
Yes,
you know.
it was.
We need more of that today.
Exactly, I agree with you. The people were too spread out today. And get rid of those damn cell phones. People are missing the beauty of the country. They're missing the beauty of seeing it.
You live on that phone.
That's exactly right. Exactly. To me, I said it's good. I mean, I'm not against modern technology and all that stuff, but you've got to see the rest of the world. Let it pass by. I mean, life is too short.
I know. Well, you know, Ted, I don't want to tie you up. I know you want to see a lot of stuff. I want to thank you for having a word with us.
Oh, anytime.
And I hope someday to get up and see you.
Hey, I'm on Goose Pond Road.
Goose Pond Road. I'll remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, Teddy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And yes, we got Dave Gallo and Ben at the Berlin Fair. Tell me, Dave, how are we doing today?
Oh, today's a wonderful day at the fair. It's sunny, lots of people. I couldn't have a better day for the fair.
Is this Ben's first trip here?
We've had Ben here a couple times, a little warm-up practice, and that's what we're doing today on Friday. We're just getting him used to the surroundings, and we'll do a little show tomorrow on Saturday, and then Sunday is going to be our big day with quite a few other horses and a demonstration.
Does Ben pull this cart?
Ben pulls a multitude of things. He'll pull the cart, he'll pull farm equipment, he'll pull logs. He rides excellent, he jumps. Let me get Ben's head up for you.
All right, hold on.
In the picture,
Okay?
Yep.
And yeah, so Ben likes he likes to show off a little, huh?
Ben's a showboat, yes. He loves attention. He loves people. And I couldn't ask for a better horse to put in this kind of environment.
I mean, the display here is special, I'll tell you. Dave, you did a hell of a job.
Thank you. It's something a little bit different this year. We hope people enjoy seeing Ben pull some carts and seeing some other folks pull some other carts and wagons, and something that you don't see every day anymore.
Oh, I mean, this is what a fair should be about, how things used to be.
Correct. You know, people don't realize we owe a lot to our horse friends here. They pretty much made civilization what it is today.
And I see now, guides, they're always behind you, huh, buddy?
They've helped me quite a bit in the past, yes, and we restored this wagon back in 2004 for them. This wagon originally we think was built in Plainville, Connecticut. It was used by the dairy, the Siebert Dairy, back in the early 1900s, and it was used by the Guida Siebert Dairy until probably 1930, 35, in New Britain, that is.
Wow, that's quite a history. Yep. Thank you, and thank Ben. And yes, when you're having fun, time flies. As we're going to be covering more follow-on shows from the Berlin Fair. And believe me, you're going to see Ben in action in the next show. And the Berlin Fair has got a lot to offer. So stay tuned in. This program is brought to you in part by R2 Pictures and real estate broker Larry Mangello.